joining us again on another episode of Inspired. Today I'm here with Sasha, myself, Maddie, and Tanya. Today we're going to talk about Diddy Do It.
Diddy Do It. Diddy Do It.
Yeah, he did. If you guys have not been keeping up on the Diddy drama, I don't know where the hell you've been, because it's keeping me up all night. And that's my TikTok for the last 3 months. Yeah. So Tanya has a list. I hope she has a list.
Tanya's working on it.
Tanya's working on the list.
True or false? Will Smith on the Diddy list?
Oh, false.
I just don't
His
want to
wife
go
was
there.
there.
I love Will Smith.
I know. I refuse to believe that.
So I heard.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him, but I heard his son was taken advantage of.
Aw.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Oh, that'd be messy. Yeah.
That would make sense.
So there's that. I don't know the poor boy's name. I just remember seeing
Jaden?
There we go.
Jaden Smith?
Well, we'll go to the, what's it called?
the
White party?
Yeah.
The white.
Will
whatever.
and Jada.
Well, they say if you go to the white party that you ain't necessarily doing, you
yeah.
know.
Doing.
Fingers crossed, because
I know
They
they
all
need to have
knew,
some
but they
normal
knew.
people there
So
to balance
But
out.
they knew.
Yeah. Okay. So what are these parties? What are these all white parties?
I think it's a distraction for what's going on in the back.
Yeah. Aren't white parties...
Well, they said there were levels to it, and
So-
that's what people were like. Oh no, I wasn't at that part. I wasn't at the first level. Oh, so you knew?
Like they send
what the
warnings.
levels
I heard at the
were.
party they send a warning. So at the they're like, hey, after
kids have to
hours
go.
to happen. Yeah.
Okay, so all I can think about from the white party is white chicks when they go to the white party and they're
This was an
auctioning
all-white
off
party?
Yeah, and they're auctioning off people, and I'm like, now that I really sit back and think about it, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, what's that a reference to?
Oh.
Why are you buying women?
Don't
For
they do
money?
that
I mean,
with-
fundraising.
They do that in movies, don't
Yeah.
they? Do that with movies to try to convince us.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they'll drop a little
Just
subtlety, but we wouldn't have known.
Normalize it so that when you're in that situation, it's like, oh, I've seen.
Oh,
this
I've seen this in the
before.
movie. I saw
Yeah.
this in White Chicks.
Just like when
It's
the
a
world's gonna
fundraiser.
end.
They're just buying women and young people to raise money for stuff.
I feel
Yeah.
like I've as long as I could remember, I've always heard people say things about Diddy, and it was just kind of like, ha ha. But we watched White Chicks last weekend, or not White Chicks. I'm sorry, Scary Movie 1, and the amount of Diddy references.
In there.
Yeah.
Wait,
and
really?
now-
I just watched it
ago,
recently, too. Well,
Scary Movie 1.
Scary
she was
Movie
like,
1.
Oh, when they were talking about Buffy, and she was like, oh, she was getting wild, at a Sean party or whatever. She was like, yeah, she was in the 11th grade. And she was like hooking up with a backup dancer. Do you remember that part?
no, I do,
No,
but
I don't,
it just
but-
doesn't
Yeah,
click,
because
you
when
know?
now all of a sudden you're rewatching stuff, Tanya the whole time was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I'm like, ew, that's not even funny. That's
Yeah,
That's
and
freaky.
all the
Oh.
roofie references,
Yeah.
and there's just a bunch of things. Literally, there was 3 or 4 P Diddy references in
Yeah.
Scary Movie 1 alone.
Yeah.
So the baby oil.
Ooh, 1,000 bottles.
Oh,
That's crazy.
so was he using this for the freak offs, or was there stuff in the bottles?
I've heard different things. I've heard that they were using them for the freak offs. I heard they were infused with whatever the drug is that they're drugging people to
Oh,
take
it's
advantage of
infused
them.
with stuff?
And I've heard something even more crazy that I kind of like. I don't like this. No, I'm not like that. No, I like conspiracies. So this one stood out to me a little bit, where I was like, oh, I bet that's real. But because how many people around him have been known to pass away from pneumonia, and
All
they
the
were
people that
saying
started his record label.
they were
except for,
saying if it was
one.
ingested, that baby oil does that to you. So that's what I mean. I'm like, my conspiracy
So what?
stuff.
He's putting baby oil in the drinks?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, your skin absorbs stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's using it, well, he is using
Well,
it.
wouldn't all people that use baby oil like that be getting pneumonia?
Maybe some of them were
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like,
That's
you're just
wild.
guilty
Well, his
automatically. Why do you need
ex-wife
1,000
died of
bottles?
pneumonia.
1,000 bottles
Yeah,
of
that's a
baby
weird,
oil? Come
That
on.
is weird.
That's
That's
red
a
flag.
weird collection to have.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any sense.
Isn't
one
that
bottle lasts
wild,
you
too?
3 years, doesn't it?
I think I'm like,
I
could
mean,
you
it
imagine?
should. How much? I don't know how much baby oil you're using.
When they walked in and raided that house, can you imagine what they probably walked in and were like, what the hell?
He's in prison
Yeah.
right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't
he's-
get out.
No.
No.
And he keep trying, but he doesn't. No. He's wild.
and all the videos. I read I think his name is Rodney or Roddy, something like that. I read the whole everything. It's just crazy. I'm like, no, Cuba Gooding Jr. He's in there, Young Miami, all these other people.
Oh,
That's
man.
that original one they released, isn't it? That was way back when this all first started.
Yeah,
I just don't if they go after everyone that's part of this, isn't that all of Hollywood coming down? at least 80%.
Basically, well, there's like a whole like I don't remember the name of the guy, but whoever like he works for the like a something of the record label is like also like friends with like the Menendez family. And was because I just watched the Menudo. I remember telling you guys the Menudo thing, and one of like the head people of Menudo is the same guy who's like friends with Diddy. And so it's just like it's literally like a web of that goes back to like the 70s.
Oh, they're all connected.
Do we think we'll even ever know the list?
We never knew Epstein's.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Like,
I'm like, do you think they're gonna keep that shit on lock?
That's what I'm saying. It's such a big downfall. I just
like, are they just gonna put it all on him and like keep it pushing?
He's probably gonna suicide watch in a couple months and then be gone.
Yeah. And is he really gone? I'm
probably
just
the
curious.
same island with Epstein.
Here goes my conspiracy.
Yeah.
I'm like, but is he really gone? Like,
and his the fact that Kim Porter died of pneumonia and just all
that's
that
who he was
crazy.
married to, right?
Kim Porter,
and
yes.
she came out with the book.
yeah.
Okay, but it's not officially out yet.
No, that book came out. That book was on Amazon. So who's the new guy? The Courtney Burgess or something? I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but that's the newest like stuff that I've been seeing. But so apparently to him, first off, I think he's sketch, but that's another story. When he came out, so he didn't come out. They went and subpoenaed him. Is that how you say that? The courts was like, bro, we heard you had this, this, and this. Like, you got to give us this information. So he was like, oh shit, I got to go, or I'm gonna go to jail myself, right? So, but supposedly he had like 8+ tapes or not tapes, USBs with videos on them.
This is the guy you were showing us the other day.
Yeah, it's supposedly that Kim Porter gave to him, or not him directly, one of his friends. Okay. Nobody knows who the friend is. This stuff just, and he's not saying who the friend is. They gave him the things. So, anyways, he handed over the information, but everybody's like, yo, but why'd you hold that information? Knowing, because he was like, he went on a podcast and was like, yeah, Justin Bieber was on it, this person was on it, and was like name dropping and was like, all these people are on it. Well, if you knew that it had all this messed up content on there, why didn't you just bring that forward, and why did we have to make you give it to us?
Probably he's part of
he
it
was
in
trying
some
to
way.
he was trying to make money off of it first. That's what's crazy.
I saw a thing that yesterday that all the people, like everyone that worked for him, signed like NDAs and like all these different things, and so now like they're all gonna like, I don't know if they're like gonna get sued or what, but
well, they were saying on the flip side of that that's why nobody was talking. That's why everybody's being so silent, because to attend a party like that, you have to sign like these NDAs, and everybody's he's been scaring people for years and years and years. So
it's like whether you're doing something or not, and you know it's happening, you're just as bad as
see
doing
something,
it.
say something,
Literally.
and if you're quiet.
How many people have come out? Like 120 or something like that? That have filed reports?
like over 100. The youngest is I think 13 years old.
Oh man,
disgusting.
yeah, so that many reports, but then also on top of that, what's wild is there's over half of those have confirmed, like
proof, right?
Proof,
yeah,
where they went to the hospital, they filed a case, they contacted authorities. Over half of them. So where the hell is the ball dropped? That's what I want to know.
money.
Yeah, money.
So they just got all
corruption.
paid off. Like what the hell?
Yeah, money
Well,
and corruption.
we live in a time where proof doesn't matter anymore.
Especially he lives in what, LA? Right?
I don't know.
Or Miami,
he was in
whatever,
New
just the
York?
whole
No?
industry itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he does.
No,
like,
the whole industry. It's like freaky because it's like it starts in the music industry, it goes into the cartoon industry or television industry, and it's just like all over the place.
Yeah,
and it's
politicians.
disgusting.
I was just about to say politicians.
Yeah. And you guys are all just a bunch of freaky,
whole web
deaky
of-
weirdos and disgusting.
I just don't understand. If
Just
you got
a web
money
of
like that, this is what
perversity.
you want to do?
I know.
Yeah.
Like this?
It's like they got bored or something, and all of a sudden they're like, "That sounds like a good idea."
Yeah, go
Yeah, it's like
spend
the
money,
richest
be on a
people in the
yacht.
world acting like this. Like, God, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Well, when I watched the Menudo thing, it was really crazy because I'm like, holy I mean, this was like going back. I think they started in like 73, and it's the same guy. I'm gonna find his name, but he's pretty much like, I guess, like a big record label owner. He's I don't know if he like is with like Diddy, who owned it, but they're all connected. He's connected to Nickelodeon, all of that. And back in the 70s in Puerto Rico, they were doing they had like a kids group, and it was 5 boys, and once they turned 15 they got out. So there were boys ranging from 7 to 15. As soon as you turned 15, they were just constantly replacing them. Like Ricky Martin was on there. There was a lot of like people on there. and basically they were going to the like poor communities, getting those kids, like the talented kids, and then they would swoop them up, like take them to Venezuela. They would travel all over the just travel in the like Latin American countries, and their parents wouldn't see them for like a year or two, and they were literally getting exploited, sexually abused, drugged, all that stuff. One of them was like denied. His appendix like bursted on stage, and he was just basically being told to work. And finally, that's how he got out. And basically, a lot of boys came forward, and the Puerto Rican government just like shut it down. Because
I think everybody that was affected
That's
should
so
come
sad.
forward, and I know they don't want to, and like the victim,
know.
it's like, but if they came forward, everybody would come forward, and then they would have no option but to handle the situation.
Shut that shit down.
Yeah,
just takes
literally.
one
But it's
person.
kind of like it also kind of like falls back to like, what about the police corruption? Like,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
what if the
yeah.
people who are reporting are high up and stuff? It's like there's just so much corruption everywhere that like maybe people aren't doing stuff. They're like purposely not filing the paperwork. They're just like making it take forever just because it's way bigger of a web than we could
yeah.
even like
Yeah.
Definitely.
process.
I also
Oh, yeah.
feel sad for the people that that were in, like, the victims that were involved, because like they've had to already live through it, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Now-
so we all want it to be exposed, but do you really want it to be? I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm kind of torn. I'm like, yeah, tell us the list, like, fuck
Yeah.
those people. But then I'm also like,
But it's like, you
do you really
probably
want
spent
those
your whole
individuals to? Yeah, exactly. Do you really want them to like feel that all over again? Like that is like,
you probably spent your whole life. I mean, if you did get out or made it out, you probably have been spending your whole life trying to deconstruct everything
Yeah.
that happened to you, and it's like to bring it back up is probably like a very
Horrible.
wrong.
Well, like
how many-
Bieber is like a perfect example.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like all those photos we see of him like crying and stuff like that, and I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Aaron
Him going through that
Carter, they're saying
spiritual
that
thing.
too.
Yeah.
Aaron
Especially
Carter.
that spiral, like
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
late
Yes.
teens and stuff.
Amanda Bynes. I mean, that's not
Amanda?
part of the.
Oh no,
like,
but
Diddy-
still
I mean,
close
what-
enough.
what-
I mean,
you never know,
Nickelodeon,
like-
Ben Schneider, just as disgusting.
Yeah.
Is that his name? I think so.
Yeah, I think.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Just a web of perverse men, just all,
Yeah.
and then. But it's sad too, because how many times people come forward?
Well, I think
And
of
then-
Epstein's wife too. Like you are just as bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we think some of the wives, the other significant others, are involved? Like, it's like,
yeah.
okay,
It's maybe not so much as involved as just keeping your mouth shut and not sticking up for like what's right,
Yeah.
what's humanly,
Yeah.
morally right. 'Cause
right? And they're just letting it happen. They're just
yeah, you're
standing
just
there
letting
being
it happen,
quiet.
or turning a blind eye. Like
Yeah.
you don't ask enough questions to really find out the information
'Cause
to
you
know
don't
what's
want
going
to.
on because
Yeah.
you don't want to.
Yeah.
Me? What's behind that door?
Yeah.
What you got back there?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of freaky do? I'm calling the cops immediately.
Yeah.
We need to hear from J-Lo. She needs to come out. But
J-Lo,
that will
can you
never
please
happen.
come on the
You
Miss
saw
Amber
the
Red
gun girl.
podcast?
Gun girl. You had residue on your fingers.
It was
And the
you.
fact that Diddy, okay, I do not like J Lo, and I could agree. I feel a lot of people would agree. So, especially all of TikTok.
from the Bronx.
Yeah. But it's just so funny that Diddy's like, out of everybody, Diddy's like, oh, I love J Lo. Like, I would date
And
her
everybody
again.
else is like,
Yeah,
nope.
everybody hates J Lo, and he's the only one that's like, oh, she's like a great person. Like,
Yeah.
I would date her again. Like, really, because nobody else does.
Yeah, I wonder
So
why.
everyone's fucking
Also,
getting out of
yeah.
there.
She
Little
knows all the
sass, bro.
secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh my gosh.
Sus. Very sus.
Was it conspiracy or was it not conspiracy? Okay, so when they did raid his house, I just have a question. Was there really tunnels underground leading to the Playboy Mansion, or is that made up?
Oh, I didn't hear
I
that.
have no idea.
I've
I
been
heard there
trying
was
to
tunnels,
find. I heard
but-
there was tunnels too, and I've been trying to find for the life of me. Like,
I
it's
mean, I
kind of like
believe it.
that. I think so too. I kind of think so too, and I'm like, if so, that's really, really, really
I
wild.
wouldn't doubt it. I saw a video that said all of LA has underground tunnels just for celebrities, and they're like, why do you think you never see them? Like, they just pop up somewhere. Like, how do you think they get from A to B without being seen? And then someone was like, well, they just have tinted windows and a driver, duh. But I'm like, it's true, though. They kind of just
I mean,
pop
okay,
up,
fair,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I wouldn't doubt
Yeah.
it.
Doesn't
I
the
mean,
White
they're
House
doing a
have
Tesla
tunnels? That's why
tunnel
they
here in
be
Vegas.
Sneaking out their mistresses.
Yeah,
They got
the
it.
White House
They got
definitely
tunnels,
has
for
to have
sure.
tunnels. The White House, you are not innocent either. Like,
Don't talk about the White House again. Tanya's
the
like,
tunnels.
I'm ready.
Yeah, no,
Ty's like,
not.
my mustache is sweating. My mustache is
Yeah,
sweating.
no, we're not talking about those things. Even if they were at the Diddy party, it's fine. It's fine.
Saying, not saying.
Say it.
No, all I was gonna say was that, and the allegations are that Harris endorsed everybody that was at the freak off parties, but it's like, our man was at the freak off parties.
Oh man.
What sense does that make?
Hey, they were all at the freak off party.
Everyone was at the freak off party.
Everyone was at the freak off. That's why I
Yeah.
say, like, we live in a world where even if you come forward and have proof, it doesn't matter. It's just who has more money or who has the better lawyer.
Yeah, and that's clear in everyday life, including like this week. All clear.
And how is that? How did we get here? I don't know.
I don't know. I told Tanya the other day, I was like, I feel like we jumped timelines or we're living in like some kind of simulation, and like I just didn't get the memo because I'm not vibing. I'm not vibing.
Yeah,
Scary out
I'm
here.
like, where at what point?
At what
did,
point
like, we shift?
Yeah, like what happened?
Yeah.
Like I thought, like the government, everybody's like, oh, the police, we all stand for the right, and then I'm like, wait, do you guys?
All of
Is this a people problem?
Yeah, I'm like, it's just all comes down to money. Look, they literally made jokes. Okay, now going back to Diddy, we're gonna circle back. But that and everything else, like we've been making jokes about it for the past 30 years. So it's like people have been knowing.
Yeah.
And it's like with everybody, like.
Do you think in those like scary movie spoof films like that, like they're making jokes, but like do you think the creators of those movies were actually like trying to like actually jab at Diddy, or do you think it was a joke in support of?
No, I think they're making fun of or
But
making
trying
light
to
of a situation
trying
we
to
know
make
is real.
light of it so
Yeah.
that more people are aware, because I'm sure like the people creating scary movies are they're not like big movie producers. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. But,
Yeah,
like,
were the Wayans brothers on the list? We need to find out right now.
all right. So I don't know.
I'm just
Adrian,
gonna
Google
assume
that for
everyone's
us,
on the
please.
list and just
I know.
start breaking my heart now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was really, there were some people on the list. Will Smith. I was like, oh my God.
Did you hear the most recent one?
No.
Snoop
Who?
Dogg.
No. He was smoking in the back. He had nothing to do with any of that.
Y'all.
So I testify.
Hold on.
It's just, okay, well, what
Jay-Z?
about... Oh, yeah.
Well,
Beyonce?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
I'm convinced they killed Aaliyah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh. Yeah.
Tell
And the facts
people
are
why
here.
you think that.
I think that because...
The plane situation, how they put her on there drugged, let her pass out, and got the pilot 2 days before the plane took off.
Yeah, the
that
pilot, they
situation.
barely got- yeah.
Hold up,
or
I gotta
like,
pick my jaw up off the floor. Oh
yeah,
my god.
No, and it's just I don't
I
know
love
if he
TikTok.
was. I don't know if Jay-Z was like hooking up with her, or if there was something.
Yes.
But it was
Yeah.
during the same time Aaliyah and Beyonce were having a rise, and Aaliyah was like hitting, and then Beyonce was like she was just part of the three. Like
Yeah,
let's
she-
just be in Destiny's Child. Like she was like nobody.
She
so
was
like,
gonna fall into Destiny's Child and be a.
Yeah, so
They
they
took
had
her
to
out
just
so
exit
she
her out.
could-
And then what about all those nasty perverted men all touching Aaliyah and so, like Jay-Z, the
All of
Dime,
them.
or what is it? What is his
Yeah.
name? Something Dime and P Diddy.
Didn't Aaliyah marry? Did she marry R. Kelly?
She did. She
did.
secretly
When she
married
was
R.
young,
Kelly. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
like
really young.
Really
Mhm.
young. Ew.
That tells
R.
you all
Kelly.
you need to know.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
She's been in it since she was young.
P Diddy killed Biggie.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's been making more money off of him being dead than he was alive. Like, he's been making more money off of him being dead than the man was actually alive.
Yeah, like-
for. I think
yeah.
was it 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
money off of him this long.
Is Tupac dead or alive?
Alive.
I hope he's
Let's
somewhere
vote.
enjoying
And
his
Jada
life.
Smith is still in love with him.
Alive?
Oh, yeah.
Tupac alive? You know his daughter says that he's still here.
I don't know.
She says that?
Yeah, go to
They said-
TikTok.
yeah,
TikTok
go to
says
TikTok.
everything.
The
About Michael
conspiracy?
Jackson too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think Michael Jackson was murdered. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Diddy?
obviously. Yeah.
Diddy?
Oh, by Diddy.
If you haven't heard that one.
Tony Motola, that's the guy's name, because before Michael Jackson died, he was like, if something happens to me, look up Tony or whatever, Tommy Motola, he's the devil. And him and Diddy are like,
Wow.
Dang.
Damn.
Imagine if Michael's still alive. We'll be getting down in the clubs like.
Oh my god.
Makes me so mad. And Prince, all of them.
Oh my god.
Biggie, all of them.
It's just
I
crazy
love the
'cause,
Michael
you know,
Jackson Prince beef.
Also, I think it's like celebrities who don't who would not what's the word?
Conform?
Yeah,
Or, like-
conform. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like to get with everyone else are just like
Not taken
Well, that's
out.
what Cat
Done.
Williams always talks shit about them.
Oh yeah.
Cat Williams.
What
like,
about?
he's
Oh,
very
Jaguar
vocal.
Wright, you guys.
Jaguar Wright.
What about the guy
She's
who's that's
been
a Raven?
trying it. Orlando Brown.
Yeah, everyone says he's crazy now.
Yeah.
Wait, is he?
They all
Is he?
saying
Talks
that's
the
what they
hardest.
said that about Jaguar Wright too. They've been saying
Dude.
she's crazy for years, and now all of a
yes,
sudden,
yes. I mean,
it's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
sad, you know, looking back on our childhood like shows and TV shows and all the stuff we grew up watching and like
Behind the set.
Yeah.
I just watched that documentary and I was like, wow.
That's the
It's
Nickelodeon
just
one,
really
right?
sad.
I
I
still
haven't
haven't seen that
seen
one
that one. I
yet.
keep wanting
I
to
haven't
watch
seen it yet. I need to sit down and watch it.
It's not Well, I thought it was going to be, like, way more shocking. I mean, it is, but it's not as, like, crazy. They're not going to show anything crazy, but you're definitely going to be like, oh, crap.
Well, is that the Nickelodeon? What's the other one you were watching? Where it goes, like, it's just, like, little clips of, like, it's like Amanda Bynes had her own episode, Lindsay Lohan had her own episode.
That was on, like, Amazon, and it's...
Like, back to the 90s?
Yeah, it's...
I've seen that back to the, just, like, one or two.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Some kind of show, but it, like, also, like, kind of brought attention to, like, what celebrities, like...
What they were going through when they were younger.
Went through when they were younger. And it's just, like, shitty.
Yeah.
Well, like, even Britney Spears is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I'm just, it just really puts, like, our perspective in a different limelight, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, you're watching these shows and you're like, oh, and then you sit back and you're like, holy crap, like, these kids are being forced to, like, act and, like, make you, you know, laugh, and they're being molested the whole time.
Yeah.
By
and
their
attending, like, forced to attend these, like, creepy events. And...
Yeah, and the parents
Diddy
just,
parties.
like, letting them go. Like, what the hell?
Why was Usher's
Money.
Justin Bieber's guardian for what was it, 2 days, 48 hours or something like that? The mom let him be his guardian for however long.
Yeah.
Like,
and Usher has been living with
money.
R. Kelly since, or not R. Kelly, Diddy since a while, right? Usher
with
has
Diddy?
been living with Diddy?
Well, Diddy has had, like, guardianship over Usher since he was, like, 13.
To this day? Still?
Well, I mean, he's
he's
like,
over
did
Diddy,
at some
yeah.
point. Oh.
Yeah, since he was like 13 or
So
something
it's just
like
that cycle.
So
that is
literally,
so crazy.
That's
There's
so
like
sad,
a clip
man.
of there's like a clip I'm trying to remember I saw somewhere. I think it might have been on TikTok, but how it was that situation. But it was Diddy took Justin Bieber for like 2 days, and then they showed him talking. They went on like Ellen, and it was like a little clip, and it was.
He's like, "Oh, you're not allowed to talk about like come
what
on,
you do
know
with
that's
Big Brother
private.
Diddy, like that's private stuff." And it was like him kind of like, "Don't you dare say anything," and like it. Just creepy.
The clip where he's like, "I've been trying to reach you, man."
Oh,
and
yeah, and he's like, I'm busy.
Yeah, he's like, "Well, you don't have my number," or something like that.
Yeah.
There's this clip, I think it's from The View, and it's like Martha Stewart, somebody else, and it's Diddy and Usher, and they're talking about like their favorite foods or whatever, and the whole interaction between Usher and Diddy is just so weird.
Yeah.
They're just like, he's like trying to avoid eye contact. He's sweating. He's like, "Oh, what's your favorite food, huh?" Like, or, you know, "I like to get drunk," or what, or something about drinking. And Diddy was like, "Oh," and then it was just like the whole
I think you
thing
showed me
is
that.
so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I can't control my face right now.
yeah,
I'm
Usher's like,
sorry.
"Oh, my favorite food is seafood. Is seafood," and R. Kelly's like, "Oh, oh," like the whole interaction is just so weird.
Makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, it makes it's just.
I love that
terrible
50
time.
Cent has been talking shit about
I
Diddy
know.
forever.
He's
50
on
Cent for
everyone's
president.
neck all the time.
50 Cent for president.
Yes.
That's Amber's favorite mentor.
Yes. He's so smart, that guy. I'm gonna see him. I'm gonna see him in January.
Like at a concert? Oh, okay.
He's gonna be here in town. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Ooh.
Where at?
Yeah, where are we going?
Planet Hollywood Live or
Planet
something.
Hollywood? Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well,
So,
that was
conclusion,
rough,
he
yeah.
did do it.
Conclusion, did Diddy do it?
yeah.
Did he do it?
Did he
He
do
did
it?
it.
He
Let
did
us
it.
know in the
He did
comments.
it.
Do you
Yeah.
think Diddy
Yeah,
did
do you
it?
guys
What's your opinions?
What's
Drop
your
'em
opinion? And
below.
also drop some fun facts that we may not have
What's
mentioned.
the craziest Diddy story you've heard?
Yeah,
Drop it
yeah,
below.
drop those.
Because
I don't care if it's not real. I'll probably believe it.
I know. Same.
If we get a lot of traction, we should like circle back and like read off the stories and comments on another episode.
Yeah,
When we
we're gonna
touch
be in
back.
the studio like, "Oh, for real?"
Oh, for
I
real?
know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already like that at night, 4 a.m. What?
We're gonna pull a Dev. Oh no,
Yeah.
man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us again on another episode. And Tanya?
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell us your favorite Diddy story.
Thank you guys.
Bye, guys.